Are you guys ready for Philip?
Where are you got the little ones then?
What? Oh, the Geminids, yeah. Anyway, guess what? Bum, 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 Phil's not here. There he is. It's been a while. Obviously, Phil was in League of Artisans earlier, so thank you very much for joining me with that, Phil. But,
yeah, he paid me very well. Not with a blood.
So, Phil's building, what's it called?
My Santa sleigh. There's Blitzen and Prancer and Comet.
Cupid.
I only got 3 on though, Harry. So, I mean, you know. Santa Claus.
Do you know what I've just realised as well, actually?
Look at it on there.
The camera that I've got pointing down at the desk is a Logitech C920, which everyone recommends, right?
What was it?
A Logitech C920.
Was it?
That. And everybody recommends them, right, for streaming and everything. And I managed to pick mine up in the sale on Amazon for 59 quid. Obviously, that's what I've been using to do most of my videos with. However, today is Prime Day, Phil.
What does that mean?
Amazon Prime has a massive sale for Prime members only.
Oh.
And Lucy has Amazon Prime.
Oh.
So I managed to pick up another camera for £28.
Oh.
So I'm put it at that side. So obviously, this camera can point at the 2 people sat at the desk. And then we can have a camera pointing down at each side of the desk.
Swag! Andrew Mackenzie. Oh, yeah. It's high noon.
Well, if you unsubscribe and then resubscribe, you will actually get an oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Then we got
Stephen Dunn.
Alright.
Stephen, I've got some bolt action terrain for you here, mate.
Steve.
And we need Stephen back with his crude army.
Steve. So my favourite Stephen in the entirety of TV shows and films.
What?
Is Steve from Cry with a Chance of Meatball.
Steve!
I had 2 Stevie. And Stevie portrayed him in the second film.
I haven't seen that, so don't spoil it.
But the second film, it's been out for ages.
Yeah, no, but I haven't seen it yet.
Like, it's been out for so long, Harry, I've actually forgotten what happens in the film.
So I am finally trying to get some Daughters of Cain done. Lucy won't be watching this live stream. And nobody message her because I will hunt you down and slaughter you.
Sorry, I already have.
And she thinks she's playing against a Sylvaneth on Friday night. Stormcast versus Sylvaneth. Well, if I get these painted, she will be fighting these. Could I have the corn red, please?
No!
Thank you. So yeah, I'm working on... Basically, I've got 10 snakes, 10 witches, and then the 2 trolleys to do, essentially.
Mother.
Yeah. Oh, Phil, I forgot to show you as well, look.
Mother of God.
You remember when you got me vexed?
My Verk.
Slave girls! I found some.
Trying to find a slave market, yeah.
The German Atlantic Wall artillery bunker. Wait there, where are you at? Is that a German Atlantic Wall artillery bunker? Anyway, they're for you, Stephen. See, I don't know whether I should paint this red. Lucy's took the Screamer pink. And ideally I would have painted it with Screamer pink.
Do that?
Can't.
Why?
She's got it.
You have to go and get it, so you can't get out if you want to do it. Maybe after taking and finding in shells.
I thought Stephen was on about taking an 18-inch shell there.
Oh.
No, I'm just going to do it red. So how the hell is everyone? So me and Phil have been talking. if you followed the channel for a while, you might remember last year before Christmas, before both of our schedules got incredibly busy, we used to try and do like kind of a Monday night stream where we talk about the releases of the week.
It was just before Christmas, wasn't it? Because I had a Christmas one, I had a Santa's one.
Yeah. So we're going to try and get that going again.
Possibly.
Wednesday nights, I'm probably going to do hobby streams on a Wednesday night from now on. So you might get another one this Wednesday. If you're not already as well, please support the channel via Patreon. You can get early access to battle reports. You can pick the lists. James picked a very, very tasty 3,000 point Kraken list for me to use against Ian's Dark Angels, and I played it terribly. Didn't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, James picked the list. It was fun. It was fun. And of course, you picked the battle reports. Ian wanted to see Eldar, so Ian got Eldar yesterday. Oh my god, I haven't told you what happened in this game. It was horrible. The amount of dice rolls that we whiffed all the time. Yeah, we only played 1750, so we both didn't have that many models, right? And it was brutal, but also very, very strange game. It went till the end of turn 6, and both of us could have tabled one or the other if our dice had gone a little bit better. But I've been playing a lot of Age of Sigmar recently. I've got 2 games to edit for you guys. One of them is halfway through, which was filmed at Warhammer World. I was a bit annoyed about it, to be honest, but, you know, if that's the rules, that's the rules. But I met up with Philip from, he's on a lot of the Age of Sigmar pages. You recognise his name, possibly. Philip Freenis. He plays a lot of Destruction Armies. Met up with him at Warhammer World, played a game of Iron Jaws versus Khorne. Spent like 3 days painting up 40 Blood Reavers and 20 Blood Warriors, to then be told off for filming, which did suck, but yeah. So what I actually ended up doing was we had to do a lot of voiceover work with photos, basically, so as you can appreciate, it's taking a lot longer to edit.
Well, I really am. On my boat, finishing a shift, Dark Artisan in the background, and whiskey in hand. Good times.
He owns a barge, and he runs it as a restaurant.
Well, that's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, he keeps wanting us to go up, so I think maybe it's around Christmas. We might have to go up.
Where is he?
Scotland.
All right.
Like Glasgow. And he's a chef.
Well, that's pretty awesome, mate.
Yep. Actually, me and Will were discussing earlier on today. Actually, we spoke about the whole cheating thing at the whatever the last event was that was on. And obviously, the guys that were caught cheating were some of the ones that were caught cheating at like the Deprecon and the LVO and stuff.
I still think the Lord of the Rings ones are worse. So, cheating in the Lord of the Rings ones are 10 times worse.
But me and Will are going to have a whole discussion regarding the cheating thing because Will's a very competitive player.
Shut up, Jacob! You stupid sanguineous loving bitch!
I think Forge World should release a Crew Titan. I think you should probably just get 3 Greater Narlock, right?
Or come over there, Jacob.
In fact, you know what Stephen should do? He should go like to a toy shop, find a giant dinosaur thing.
Slap you with your own lightning claw.
And then stick loads of Crew on top of it.
Excuse me, that was a burp.
You're very aggressive tonight, Phil.
I'm not. I'm just, you know.
Oh! Whoa! I can smell like KFC off like 3 hours ago. Oh, that's rotten.
The double down is back.
So anyway, as I was saying,
like I was saying, I actually do think the Lord of the Rings Hobbit one was worse with the cheating from them ones.
I didn't see about that one. What happened with that?
He brought loaded dice. He stole dice from other people and stuff like that, and been a terrible guy all through type situation. But actually bringing loaded dice is, obviously you're gonna get disqualified for that. I can't burp and call a wag at the same time, unfortunately.
Really?
I can't burp and call a wag. I'm not an animal.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Harry, you... I don't think that's all. I'm not passing that.
It's been a while since I've made myself there. Yeah, so me and Will, we're going to have a discussion regarding, obviously, competitive play and all the cheating that seems to be going on at the moment. But, you know what, since Will's here, right, do you think that these big tournaments, such as the LVO and stuff like that, Phil, bearing in mind, obviously, a lot of it is monetarily driven. You know, the prize is money, right? Should people get banned from, like, for example, if they cheat at the LVO, should they get banned from Adepticon and other big ITC tournaments? Should there be a body step in to basically monitor this, kind of like what Wizards have with Magic the Gathering? They've got like a ban list. So any tournament, any official Magic the Gathering tournaments, them guys are not allowed to attend them events. Do you think that things like that should be brought in? Do you think there should be a permanent ban available, or just like a yellow card, kind of like football?
No, there should be 100% permanent ban. Don't give them a chance. That's stupid. If it obviously just use common sense. Like, person's coming with loaded dice is obviously cheating. Person's coming and got some rules messed up. Person's coming and got some rules messed up. There's nothing. There's no. There's like you gotta just think what's fair. Like, guys come in with loaded dice with intent to cheat, or the guy who's accidentally cheated.
Okay, so a guy whose list didn't include combi weapons, but he was firing the combi weapons that were on the model.
Yeah, I would say, that is a cheat. You will get disqualified. I wouldn't say that one deserves a permanent ban.
They got disqualified from the tournament in that instance, but do you think, like, if they've been known for doing that previously, or forgetting things?
In that sort of situation, you got to think, is it something that they do all the time? Are they really just forgetting? Are they really just, but, gone on purpose and sure.
Steven says if he had loaded dice, he'd still roll ones. Will says you can't just say you can be banned for cheating. There's far more to it than that. You need to have an idea. Severity of the cheat. Loaded dice, yes. Ban. Intentional, yes. Not needs looking into. Yeah. But then, like, should there be things like where if you do mess up in one tournament, or you do be deemed to be cheating, do you miss the next big tournament? Do you essentially get a one-game ban where you can't attend, like, the next big event? Because that's what a lot of people seem to be crying out for. Now, I don't recommend you go and read Spiky Bits, but Will did send me the articles by link. So Spiky Bits basically said, we said back in December that cheating's going to happen, something needs doing. And then cheating at Adepticon, cheating at the LVO, cheating at this one that's just been on at the weekend with the big team game thing. How much more is it going to take, Phil? Because it has been several of the big events over the last 7
months. There's nothing you can do other than just call a judge over and then they decide what happens. It's like saying, I'm going to cook food, but will it burn? It's all up to you, I don't even know that's whether it's a good analogy.
A 3 strikes and you're out rule should be introduced depending on how bad the thing they do. Obviously, as Phil said, there are things that should be an auto ban, but there are a lot of grey areas. Now, here's the thing. A person using combo weapons by accident is one thing. When you're what you're referring to is pro at the ATC tournament. So basically, this guy is experienced enough to know what is going on. Pardon me. That looks awesome. Cheers, man. I've got 2 to paint. I'm actually going to try and surprise Lucy if I can get 2,000 points painted up by Friday. Well, technically Thursday night. Watch this. I bet you end up sat painting at my desk on dinner time on Friday. Because you know I like to do this thing where, like, oh yeah, I've got that game next week. I know, I'll paint my entire army for it.
That's what I did.
Yeah. It spurs you on, but honestly, the stress and the tension. I do have a backup plan though, so like I've got 20 witches to paint, but if I don't get through 20 witches, I'm just going to basically put sorceress in, which is already painted.
Phil, Jacob, blow the rings all day Wednesday. Damn right, bitch. No, actually, no, I can't. Not all day. Gotta go with my dad to the hospital in the morning because he gets his results, probably CT scan. So I will be down in the morning, but I'll probably be there in the late afternoon area. Here's a tricky question. Person in a team event like ATC, if one person cheats, do you ban the team? In a team event, wouldn't the team know about it going on or not? That's much harder to solve.
That is incredibly hard to then resolve.
I would ban the person.
I would ban the person, but at the same time, the team then can't really continue with a man down, can they?
Well, it's their problem. Their friend cheated. Choose your allies wisely.
At the same time, yeah, you were. I mean, especially with them, because it was Tony from the LVO that was apparently accused of cheating. Then another one of his teammates was the guy that was apparently cheating at Adepticon. So they obviously know each other. Everybody in that kind of environment knows who other people are. Who's Retep 1001? Who are you? Peter. Hope things go well for your dad, mate. Just let me know when you know.
Sweet.
Is this for? Well, I won't talk about it.
It's on Wednesday. I've just got to go for a CT scan.
Yeah.
Make sure. He's on his triple dose. So beforehand, for a while, he's been on 150, and then he's been on 300 for like a couple of weeks, and then he's been on 500 for a couple of weeks. And 500's hit him hard, but now we've got to see whether anything actually changed by upping those doses. That's it really, but I should be able to go like afternoon, evening time. Maybe it's looking probably more like, I don't want to say a specific number because I don't want to dedicate myself to that number. I think by 5 I should 100%, but I have no idea. No idea. Can't give you a solitary answer there. Everyone on the team was red flagged going in due to previous events. The issue was made worse. The fact nothing was done previous to prevent this happening again.
Yeah.
Can unsubscribe if we want. What?
No, thank you. Please stay subscribed. Unfortunately, the threat of a ban isn't enough for some players. No, but then the problem is nobody's actually been banned. It's going to take somebody to get banned to rile up the other players, I think. And actually make them realise that, oh, yeah, actually, they mean business. Something might happen. And to be honest, right, Phil, this is a lot of the reason I don't go to tournaments. Like, I know I've been to a few of the Battle Bunker ones, and while they've been cool, like, the combination of, I don't want to say tournament players, but, you know, people who know how to play competitively, like, I would put myself under so much pressure to try and win. Even if I am just going for fun, it stresses me out way too much to warrant going to tournaments. I still think I'm going to hit up a couple of the Battle Bunker ones, but for me, it's a situation I'd rather just not be in it.
I enjoy it. I can have those like competitive games. I can have those fun games. I can be like intermediate. Like I had a game with Tim and Eugene Stickle, and that was really fun. I had a game with the Death Watch, and that wasn't fun, but that was more competitive. Alright, what AOS armies do you have now? No.
Obviously, I see you're working on Daughters of Cain. You've done reps of Beast Clone Corn. Any others that catch your eye? Well, I've got Good Busters, which you gave me. I do have more of them to paint up. Lucy has Stormcast and Sylvaneth. She does have Slanesh.
I do not want a banana.
Quite a lot of which is painted.
What?
But she needs to paint up some Hellstriders and a few more Demonettes so that we've actually got enough battle line. But that's all we've got.
Hello, the former agents of Overwatch. I'm Winston.
That's what we've got between us. If Phil decides to stick around, we've got Zinch and Nurgle there. But technically, I've got 2 corn armies because I've got demons and I've got Bloodbound. Phil has dwarves, which are not painted, but they will get there hopefully. Phil also has Nurgle and Zinch. Bryn has Nurgle, Iron Jaws. What? Oh, yeah, Phil's got Skaven there as well, but again, like that's like what 500 models between 2 armies that you need to paint. Bryn's got Ideneth, which he's at 1750, so he's nearly done with them. They will, of course, be making an appearance when they are done. Yeah, that's what we've got. Sam and Luke have both got Death, so they'll be getting on the channel. Again, Luke has been on a couple of times. Sam's been on.
What's that do with the Sylvaneth? That's like close friends with Luke.
Oh, David.
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah, Dave's
got Stonecast as well now.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Just copy off, please.
Ben from Darlington has the new Nighthaunt stuff.
Everyone has Nighthaunt. Nighthunt's for you. Nighthaunt's for me.
I haven't got Nighthaunt.
No.
Technically,
do I.
Skaven are very fun army in 8th.
Yeah, they are. They're very fun army in 8th. Thing is, I remember when I picked up I've got the Skaven rulebook for or Codex, whatever you call it, for Warhammer Fantasy 8th, and I picked it up just before Sigmar was really even announced, and I was going to start Skaven, and then Sigmar came, and I just didn't want to start a new army while Sigmar was around.
There's a couple of points here by Will, actually. I'm just going to have to scroll back up slightly. I'm going to make a video about Jacob's going to make a video about competitive play. Yeah, that's what me and Will are going to be doing. Oh, wait there. There's loads that we missed. Unfortunately, a threat of a ban isn't enough for some players. Let's talk LGT then. Mr. Harris got banned. What for? Because he was a scapegoat for the terrain, or the London GT. Then he went over all live streams and found over 100 other rule breaks, yet nothing was done to them. Talking as a TO, the issue here really is with the TOs. They need some damn balls. Yep. Sharpie, hey all, how's it going? What is your opinion on the rules about blocking a level in tournament play? Do you mean the line of sight on the bottom ground? I think I like it because I like line of sight blocking terrain. And the problem is to get that much terrain with line of sight blocking, it's harder to do.
I like line of sight blocking terrain as long as it looks like it's line of sight blocking terrain, because they just say bottom floor of scenery is blocked out, but then they have something like the Sky Shield landing pad, and if you're underneath it, then it's blocked out, but you're not actually really in terrain that way. But that's how they have it. And then there's ones such as like they've got buildings, but on the bottom floor we've got windows in, and they say it's line of sight blocking. And it's like, well, at least model it that way. I understand that they have it that way. And this is the sort of what I want to look at when it's there. Hello, that wargamer. Can't wait to see your Council of Blood video, Harry, against Lisa.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Right, it was a really, really good game. Apart from, I forgot one very important thing, Phil.
Which was his, he didn't remember to attack in a hero phase with the protesters.
Yeah.
He does it every time with his Council of Blood, so I mean... Are you really looking forward to his Council of Blood?
It was still a very, very good game.
Hey Liam, how can I see what we see so I can show?
Oh, there.
Liam, my new chariot's almost done.
Put that.
My new chariot's almost done. Got one more goat to go, and then I've got the dudes and the gun. The gun goes right there.
And he's been on 3 hours.
Yeah.
The amount of parts is unreal.
It was unreal. It was beautiful though.
Like, I could have actually built me Knight Dominus faster.
Could you have built your 10 Hellblasters faster?
Oh my word!
How about the Primaris vehicle? That's like 100%.
That took a long time because of all the grav stuff on it.
It is shaping up, Wargamer. It is. It's coming along. It's gonna look good. Fuck you, Jacob. You are not gonna what's it? Compel. I think that's what it is. Compel it to do anything. I would say problem with it, if you can't fit your guys on the level, you should be able to charge. I agree that if you can't get them base to base, I mean, you can't charge them. But I don't agree because when you get something like a close combat only army, I mean, they've got pistols and stuff like that. I do think it's really crap because people just hide them up on the levels and you can't get them in close combat.
Show them with ranges.
And if it's like something with like, say you've got your giant jump 30-man orc jump unit, and they were all taking on the catwalks. They're taking those catwalks, and then I've got a crap ton of gene stealers. And my gene stealers don't have shooting attacks. Well, they could have, but I didn't buy them because obviously it's not worth it. And you charge them with the gene stealers, they can't get in there, but they could got pistols. They could just sit there and shoot. If you got something like Tau, the Tau could have got occupied that, and they're good at shooting, and they don't want to be in combat. And I can understand the benefits of that, but then it just brings us a huge amount of unfairity. I feel like because it's got like they've got ladders and some catwalks, so you can climb up them and things like that. But I think it should be allowed, some attacks to be able to get in.
What you mean, like the Imperial Knight that can now smash something on the top level?
If they can actually reach that sort of distance, monsters should just ignore level completely.
I don't think that should be a stratagem for the Knight. I think anything that's Titanic should have that rule.
Yeah. Looks really nice. What do you think of the new Battle for Middle Earth box? I think it's cool. I think it's an extremely good box value for money because I'm assuming it's going to be around 100 quid. The Nazgul with wings, the Witch King of Abaddon, which could also be a normal Nazgul because of the kit, it's 40 quid alone. And then the Troll is 27.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a subscribe. That is hilarious. I love it.
Oh, it's not on! Oh, never.
But yeah, the Troll, which could be a Mordor Troll, could be an Isengard Troll, can be a Drummer Troll, is 27.50. And then you get 2 or 3 boxes of Mordor Orcs, and then 2 boxes of the Rohan Riders. I think it's 1 or 2 boxes of the Rohan on foot for the Riders, and then 2 boxes of the Army of the Dead, and then you get the Plastic Theoden, and then you get the rulebook, and then I'm assuming you're going to get like dice and other stuff that's all in it. So it's a huge, huge value for money. Huge value for money. And I think it's really good. I think it's also, as many people who are part of the Great British Hobbit League group on Facebook, we've just had loads and loads of people join it today. And you can just see it's like reinvigorating the hobby. And there's some new heroes coming, which are some Mordor ones from the films. And then you've got the Dol Amroth Knights, and then you've got the couple of Gondor heroes. So there's a lot of things coming. I think we'll see it. I think we'll see reboxing. I think there'll be like starter boxes for each army because they've only got Battle Company ones right now. I think there'll be starter boxes and they'll be completely plastic for each army. And then all the new releases will be 100% Forge World. And I think it's just added so much to it. And it's such a fun and actually very different game. And it feels very different as Sigma and 40k, whereas like Sigma and 40k have a lot of similarities. Like there's actual I don't really know this, Harry. There's actual climb tests, and there's a table rule for climbing and leaping and jumping and dropping down, and they're very simple. Like 1 you fail, 2 to 5 you pass, but you don't move any further over the wall or things like that. And on 6 you can continue your movement. Yeah. It's very simple. But on the 1 you could take damage. Like Jacob's Ranger, because he was crouched and he fell off he just walked off a cliff. And he rolled a 1 because that little cliff was taller than him because he was crouched. He took a strength 3 hit, and he actually died. So he tripped over a rock and killed himself, which is hilarious. But that sort of thing just happens. And then you've got like those rules in battle companies when you're playing in a Goblin Town. Of course, the gaps between each thing is just like a giant chasm down, and you could fall into the chasm. It's so nice. But yeah, I think the box is really good. If you move in the moving phase and your base is bigger than the level by the same rules, you can't go there. Clearly, that's wrong. So why is it magically a rule if you charge? Do you know what? I don't agree. I think you really need to almost ignore the base for levels if you've got like jump or fly, because you're flying and you're flying in the air whilst doing everything. I think getting close combat with things on levels and ruins, I think it's interesting, but I think when you're on ground, it's when dudes are within 1 inch, and then dudes within 1 inch of the dudes within 1 inch. I would totally just have, you can only get like a ruin, and so you're not getting all the rows in. You're not getting the dudes behind that row,
Yeah.
and then have some attacks there. I mean, you could. I think is there range in melee?
No, you just have to be within an inch.
Maybe introduce ranged on the melee stuff, so you could have like and then bring in like all power lances. That'll make them useful because they're just a lance, you know. But whatever. I think there's a lot of way they have to fine tune that one. So you can't charge a blocked level is a contradictory rule to multiple other rules in the game. It was a rush rule chucked out by GW, I was thinking.
Basically, what he's saying is you can wobbly model syndrome as long as you're an inch away, but when you charge, you can't actually place a model there if you charge from outside of it.
Yeah.
Something like that, I think. I don't know. I play pretty easy, and I'm not really that fussed about it, but when it gets to tournament level, and obviously you're seeking clarification on all them rules, it gets a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem. It's a huge problem that needs to be fixed. What's the cauldron? That's the cauldron of blood, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this one's magnetized.
He's asking how you find them painting.
Well, I sprayed it silver, I sprayed the top gold, and I'm painting the steps.
Jacobs has said the special archer, yeah. The archer that is quite differently, the opposite contrast to Voin the Deadeye, my archer with his LMG of a crossbow. Yeah.
The steps are tedious. I love the Daughters of Cain models, right? But they are so detailed, and like there's so much got to go into them, and like I'm dreading painting 10 snakes and 10 witches, and I shouldn't be. I should want to enjoy them, but I'm scared of them. I'm not scared really. I'm just there's.
I'm scared of the little women with snake bodies and snakes for hair. Well, actually, don't have snakes for hair, do they? They're not called.
Morthite does.
Yeah, but they don't. Apart from that one in the middle.
Oh, the Medusa.
The Medusa. Oh my goodness. I might have to ring up GW.
Why? Whoa, it's actually split. I'll just glue it down, mate. It's just one of the legs.
Get a £300 chariot for this. Well, let's pull my emails. It's email Forge World.
I actually emailed them.
Yeah, look at the freaking leg. It's like split in half, like a samurai just went ham on a melon.
It is like, well, I wouldn't pull it apart. But yeah, it is.
The mold's not done right.
The difference is when it comes to close combat, you need to be able to have your guys be in base contact to figure out the amount of attacks, etc. I think 35 quid for them is ridiculous now. All recorded on live chat there will be on to you. Have we got goat difficulties? Yeah, one of the legs is like totally split down the centre. Is that the one that you picked up when we went down months ago?
Yeah.
God, that was a long time ago. That 40 game and 40k we played was insane. I wish we could have
continued. Can't believe it was a tie though.
I know. Can't believe we only got through 3 turns.
What would you?
Do you know why it was a tie? It was.
What would you say the subject of this?
Damage part. The thing that caused.
When did we go down?
April? May? May. Must have been May, yeah. Liam says, are you sure Jacob didn't just send an angry Scotsman after the goat?
type in an email, Harry.
Oh, also, me and Lucy watched that new film on Netflix, How It Ends. Don't watch it. We also watched Howard the Duck yesterday as well. First time that we'd watched it. It was
I might need your help to hold this whilst I take a picture of.
extreme.
Make sure you can see the split, so I know exactly what's wrong.
Liam says hashtag Goatgate. Goatgate,
Yeah.
Phil.
Oh, there we go.
Also, I'm actually really excited to get. I want to start working on my admit again because I've got the Terax drill there now, and some Hoptolites. But at the same time, I also want to work on my totally not Imperial Guard list. I need to actually convert up a Gene Stealer cult version of Colonel Strachan and a Tech Priest Engine Seer. Really looking for the part number.
There's so many parts.
Hmm.
So.
How many parts was the film? Love it when you.
There's 63.
Steven says, love it when you paint two batches of guys with the same colour and one comes out light blue and the other comes out grey. Liam says, who's looking forward to Kill Team? I'm looking forward to the terrain. I haven't really looked at the rules or anything for Kill Team, so I've got no idea what any of it's going to do. Do you know, like last week was... No, this week is my first week not at college, right? And I am so looking forward to just having more me time. So I'm actually going to have me time. I'm actually going to start playing me games of Warhammer during the week, which means I've got more time to spend with Lucy on a weekend. So obviously I'm still running open invite nights at Battle Bunker every other Friday night. If you turn up with a fully painted army, you play for free. So did you message Sam, by the way?
No.
No. Phil's coming along. He's going to be playing Age of Sigmar, hopefully with Sam. And of course, I'll be playing Lucy with her Sylvaneth. Oh.
Oh, you're going to fart there.
No, I've been sat on my leg and it hurts.
It's getting the life out of me.
The problem I've got, right, is I genuinely don't know what else to do with this beyond washing it and then dry brushing it. Like, do I just add some gold to it and it's done?
You mean like washers and dry brush?
Yeah, wash it all black gloss, dry brush it like on compound.
Yeah.
And then just paint the insides of the wheels gold and wash and highlight them.
Sure.
Could I possibly have the null oil gloss, please? Thank you kindly. Or I love Infinity. A lot of people do like Infinity. I never really was all that interested in Kill Team, to be honest.
Just pulled that out.
Ah. Is out the middle?
Yeah.
That was probably the glue that was supposed to seal it two together.
Oh my goodness, I replied.
They replied. It would be an automatic reply, so thanks for emailing. We'll get in touch in 24 hours.
Alright, cool.
Is it?
Yeah, they said if we don't reply in the next few days, please do
Oh,
not hesitate to call us.
what's the lizards like in the new AOS?
Oh my god!
Broke to good. God,
I wouldn't have said that.
horrible.
Why would you say that?
Because they are horrendously good.
What's because their new thing is instead of
I was over Tom's the other day. Tom who?
Dark, I think,
Alright, I haven't seen Dad in
because
ages.
they've been playing fantasy.
Alright. I was over Tom's the other day and he was showing me the game and the models. And the
Infinity.
rules.
He's on about Infinity, that one.
Oh, right.
The lizards in the new. I'm trying to remember because I looked at them in the General's Handbook. What was their ability?
It's down there if you want to have a look.
Because I don't know what the points changes really changed. I don't really see.
They're going to get nerfed to high heaven soon. Should be on the far left, mate.
2018.
Yeah.
I remember looking at them and being like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Yeah. Okay. So stand wizards can deny on the board anywhere on the board that not within 30 inches. So slams can deny wherever you are. It doesn't matter. That's pretty useful.
That's good to begin with.
And in addition, if a casting roll for a slam, wizard is 10 or more, you can add 6 inches to the range, which is pretty good. And then you've got loads of space and time. In your hero phase, you can pick a friendly Seraphon unit anywhere on the battlefield to be transported through space and time. If you do so, roll the dice for the unit and look up the result on the table to the right. So on a 1 or 2, the unit cannot move or charge this turn. On a 3 or 4, you move the unit from the battlefield and then set it back up anywhere that is more than 9 inches from an enemy unit. This counts as the unit's move for the next movement phase. And 5 or 6, as a partial displacement, except that the unit is also allowed to move in the next movement phase as normal. So they get to 9 inches anywhere and then get to move. You pick up, you do it in the hero phase. So you basically every turn you can pick a unit. On a 5 or 6, well, on a 3 or 4 they get to be 9 inches away during the movement phase. On a 5 or 6 they get to move as well, which is pretty powerful. It's like cut ambush. It literally is like cut ambush. And then stand wizards are pretty good. But then you've got something which is like you can summon as well.
And summoning is free now as well, Liam.
So if you collect enough celestial conjuring points in your hero phase before attempting to cast a spell with a slam general, you can say that I will carry out a celestial conjuring instead. If you do so, you receive 3 celestial conjuring points instead of being able to attempt to cast that spell. In addition, at the end of your hero phase, you receive 1 celestial conjuring point if your general as a slan is on the battlefield, and D3 if he is a Saurus Astrolith bearer is on the battlefield. So you get 1 every turn if your hero, your general's a slan. D3 if a Saurus Astrolith bearer is on the field.
But you said it was 3 if your general's a slan?
You get 3 if it chooses not to cast a spell.
Oh, right. So basically you're getting at least 5 per turn.
No, hold on. Because if you do so, receive 3 points instead of being able to attempt to cast that spell. So if I go to a slan and see how many spells it can cast 3, so you can get 9 points a turn.
So Liam won't actually know about the standard Age of Sigmar rules that change. First of all, if you target a hero that is within 3 inches of a unit with 3 or more models in it, you're at -1 to hit. You generate a command point in your hero phase, and any model with a command ability can use their command ability. Doesn't have to be your general. You get 3 standard ones, which is ignore battle shock, re-roll your charge, and run 6 inches, but you can roll the dice first, then change it to 6 inches.
Yeah.
Predatory air and endless spells. Basically, if you roll a tie for the battle round, the player who went first last time chooses. But if you choose to go first, the person who goes second moves the first predatory spell.
Yeah.
And then you alternate.
So the way I read it is before you attempt to cast a spell, you can see he's going to conjure. Slan can cast 3, which means the slam will get 9 plus the 1 you just started off with, maybe 9 plus D3 if you got that banner bearer. Now, when you summon them, it's at the end of the movement phase, you summon 1. has to be within 12 inches, wholly within 12 inches of the slan, and more than 9 inches away from enemy units. Salamander, Razordon, 10 skinks, and 3 skink handlers are 6 points each. So you can pay 6 points for a Salamander, or 6 points for a squad of 10 skinks. And then a whole crap ton of 12. So 3 Pterodon Riders, 1 Skink Priest, Star Priest, 1 Skink Priest, 10 Saurus Warriors, 1 Saurus Sunblood, 1 Saurus Scar Veteran on Cold One, 1 Saurus All Blood, 5 Saurus Knight, 5 Saurus Guard, 1 Saurus Eternity Warden, 3 Ripidactyls, and 5 Chameleon Skins are all 12. And then 18 is a Troglodon, a Skink Starseer, 20 Saurus Warriors, 1 Saurus Astrolith Bearer, 3 Croxigo, and 1 Engine of the Gods are all 18. And then 24 is a Stegodon, a Saurus Scar Veteran on Carnosaur, a Saurus All Blood on Carnosaur, and a Bastillodon. So if you're getting 10 a turn, by turn 3, you can get yourself a Bastillodon for free. And then you could also buy yourself 10 skinks if you wanted to, or something like that. Or every turn, if you've got the Astrolith banner, hopefully you could get yourself something crazy like 3 Ripidactyls or something like that. So they are pretty good right now. They're in a good place. But then they actually have 4 pages in this bit one, because there is command traits, so you can pick 3. There's 3 choices for your slime, 3 choices for a Saurus, and 3 choices for a skink. Most people will probably be bringing a slan now.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best thing. Which is, one is you can reroll 1 casting or bind roll for your general each hero phase. That's pretty good, but you're probably going to be summoning. So I don't think you'd be casting as much. Number 2 is this general can use the Curse of Fate and summon Starlight spells from a Skink Starseer and Skink Star Priest War Skulls. Like I said, you're probably not going to be casting because you want to do all that summoning. Last one is, if this general's on the battlefield, you can use the Lords of Space and Time battle trait twice in each of your hero phases rather than only once, which is pretty damn good. So you probably see that majority of the time. I'll tell you the others just for name sake, I guess. Nothing's huge. Seriously, there's nothing huge. So don't bother really thinking too much of that. Then you got the artifacts, which are pretty good. So you got something like Prism of Amnitok. Once per battle, at the start of your movement phase, pick an enemy unit within 12 inches and roll dice. On a 1, it suffers 1 more wound. On a 2 to 5, they suffer D3, and on a 6, they suffer D6. That's pretty damn good. Once per battle, though, I mean, you could roll a 1 and then it'd be really worthless. Then you could roll a 6 and roll D6 and roll a 1. So, it could be completely worthless. But it could be very useful. Then you got the Coronal Shield, which is at the start of each combat phase, you roll a dice for each enemy within 3 inches on a 4+, they subtract 1 from the hit rolls in that combat phase. You got Light of Dracothian. Once per battle, you can automatically unbind 1 spell cast by an enemy wizard within 15 inches of the bearer. 3 Blade of Realities. Pick one of the bearer's melee weapons, improve their characteristic by 1. 2 Incandescent. I'm not even going to try and say that word.
Which one? Rectrices? Retrices?
Roll a dice. The first time a wound is allocated to the bearer that would slay them on a 1 or a 2, the bearer is laying on the 3+ heal D6 wounds. That's probably going to be used on every slan, because as soon as the slan dies, you roll a dice. On a 3+, he stays alive with D6 wounds.
Yeah. And it's when he takes his last wound as well.
Wounds, yeah.
Which, bear in mind, unless the slan's a monster, which I don't think he is, I don't think he's got more than 10. Oh no, the number of wounds doesn't matter. Basically, you can hide him behind a couple of skinks, and you might just want to hit him.
No, it doesn't have monster.
Yeah, so hide him behind the skinks, and you might just want to hit him. Liam says, "You've sold me, take my body."
And his command ability, he picks a unit within 10 inches, and that unit can fly and reroll save rolls for them in the shooting phase.
Very handy. Decided to keep my servant as people have started playing Sigmar of Blythe. Good one, Stephen. Get a couple of more painted up, bring them down, and we'll get some games with them. Do not buy a slan. Do not buy a slan.
The last artifact is roll a dice after setups complete, but before the battle begins. In the battle round corresponding to the number you roll, you can reroll filled save rolls for the bearer. If you roll a 6, you can decide to use this ability at the start of any 1 battle round rather than have to use it in the 6th battle round.
There isn't a 6th battle round?
In the battle round corresponding to the number you roll, you can reroll
filled
save rolls
right.
for the bearer. If you roll a 6, you can decide to use this ability at the start of any 1 battle round. So if you roll a 6, you can use it.
Right.
But you roll a dice before the game begins,
And
then that battle round it gets to reroll the fail save rolls.
Yeah.
If you roll a 6, you get to pick which one he gets to reroll. He's got 2, he says. But then you've got some 2 War Scroll battalions, so you actually got 6 pages in here now. One of them is the Fangs of Sotek, and then Dracothian's Tail. You can tell me whether these are actually in here or not. You've had them before now. But the Fangs of Sotek has a Slan Star Master, and actually has in brackets the names of what these guys actually are in terms of the fluff. So this is Zektoka, and then a Saurus Allblood and Conosaur, which is Kukwa. I don't think it's going to be pronounced that way because it has.
How are Wanderers looking? Not good.
Sunclaw Starhost Battalion, whatever that is, and 0 to 4 War Scroll battalions chosen from Sunclaw Starhost, Fireland Starhost, Eternal Starhost, Thunderquake Starhost, and any number of additional Seraphon units. And then you add 3 inches to the move characteristic of all of the units in the first battle round. You add 1 to the number of command points you start with the Old Blood, and you add 1 to the dice roll when using the Kukar's Blood Roar ability, whatever the Blood Roar is. Dracothian's Tail is a Slan Star Master, and how would you pronounce that? Quatek? I mean, Aztec pronunciation is completely different. So, I mean, whatever. Slan Star Master, a Fireland Starhost Battalion, and 0 to 4 War Scrolls, blah, 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 the same thing you had last time. And this is, instead of setting up a unit from this battalion on the battlefield, you can place it to one side and say it's setting up, waiting to appear at the dude's name's command as a reserve unit. You can set up 1 reserve unit waiting to appear at Codex command for each unit from the same battalion you set up on the battlefield. In your hero phase, you can set up 1 or more of the reserve units waiting to appear more than 9 on the battlefield, more than 9 inches from enemy units, and hold within 8 inches of the slan. Yeah, that's basically it.
Liam wants to know what Wanderers are like. Basically, they're exactly the same as they were in 2017, apart from now you can only do the outflank and move thing with 1 unit instead of all your army.
So they reroll Battrep tests. And at the start of your main phase, 1 friendly Wanderers unit wholly within 6 inches of the edge of the battlefield can leave to travel alongside a hidden pathway instead of making a move. If they do so, remove the unit from the battlefield, set the unit up anywhere wholly within 6 inches of the edge of the battlefield by which it left, and more than 9 inches from enemy models. This cancels the move. Yeah. And then friendly Wanderers units can retreat and shoot in the same turn.
That's it. It's not as good as what it used to be, so they kind of nerfed it, which is odd because it's not a well-used army. So I don't understand why it would get nerfed. But you said an hour. We're 56 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you want to call it or?
Sure. They need Orion back. They do need Orion back. That would be really fun to see Orion. I like my Skaven Pestilence stuff. So all Skaven have.
Oh, so you're going over this now.
All Skaven have add 2 instead of add 1 for every 10 models to the bravery,
which is cool.
And then when I do a plague prayer on a roll of a 6 on that prayer, I get to do some other prayers, which is actually conjuring one of the great plagues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just finish off this goat because it's the last goat that is damaged.
Could you pass me the gold that's over there with the white lid?
Oh, look. No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Please get it.
Dead quick. What do you think of the new Stormcast book? I think it's a terrible book, and they need a buff. New model CW, please.
They have tightened up on the rules incredibly with the new War Scrolls and stuff. So, for example, Retributors used to do 2 mortal wounds on a 6 to hit. It used to be 6+, so obviously Furious Retribution from the Lord Celestin on foot, combined with Damned Terrain, you could quite easily get them doing 2 mortal wounds on a 4+. And then if you bless weapons, you obviously generate an extra attacks on the 4s. Now it's on an unmodified roll of a 6.
Names just said that Stormcast are awful and should be removed from the game.
That's just because you don't like the fluff behind them. So what about Daughters of Cain? Like the fact that she basically escaped from Slanesh.
That's funny.
It is.
I like how she escaped from Slanesh. You know Slanesh is like all tied up now, isn't she?
Yeah, between the Realm of Shadow and the other realm. There's actually a picture in the core rulebook.
I like how the Great Horned Rat, the Skaven god, has taken Sinesh's
place on the
place in the
Pantheon.
Pantheon. And I love how the Verminlords are actually just demonic, like actual demon aberrations of the Great Horned Rat.
Are they?
Yeah, the actual demons, which is crazy. I don't think they got the demon keyword. I could double check that. I don't think they've got the demon keyword.
No, they won't.
No, they do.
Really?
Yeah. Demon Ringer.
Wow.
Because they're literally a demonic representation of the Great Horned Rat. It's fine. I smashed some lizard men this weekend. I'll pray for the old ones for you. Aim, you come into the 1,000 point tournament at Battle Bunker. I think I'm actually going to go with that 1751, you know.
Cool.
With the Gene Sailor coat, of course.
I might just go with Knights just because it's easy.
Oh.
Easy to play and not to win.
You disgrace.
Why?
Cullen 1189. I really want to do an Eshin army, but want to do so much else too. It makes a little difference. I actually really love this game in this new edition. The Eshin army is pretty cool, but like you have to go pure Eshin, and then it's like getting all those models because you can get like the Night Runners and the Gutter Runners, which are like Battle Line, and they get a free move in advance before the game begins. That's 7 plus D6 inches, which is awesome. And then their Verminlord's got a spell that when he casts, he's removed from the board and he places anywhere more than 6 inches away from the enemy and can still charge.
Nice.
It's fucking great. And then imagine that with the cog. So they get a free move. Well, beginning of the game, they get the 7 inches plus D6 run. And then they get the actual move 7 inches plus D6 run. And if they get the cog in the field, because the Verminlord can cast 2 spells, so he'll cast the cog and then he'll run away, then they'll move an extra 2 inches. So they'll be right in your face turn 1. They've got the shooting attack, they're good in combat, and they can run and charge, which is just great. So the Eshin assassins are amazing. And then their actual HQs are assassins that hide in the units. So the units are just all you're going to be bringing in, plus these Verminlords, and then that's it for Eshin army. And I haven't got much in, but it's pretty cool. And then you've got Mulder, which has the giant rats. So you can make a huge packet. So if they've got 10 models in, it's plus. Well, if they've got 10 models to standard, they have another 10, they get plus 1. If they have another 20, so it's like 30, they have plus 2. If they have 40, it's plus 3. If it has 50, it's plus 4 to hit. So they can get them the 2s to hit, and then the Park Master can make them reroll once. They're winning on 5 still, and then they get like 3 attacks each when that high, and then 4 attacks when that the 50 man. So you can make the giant rats cool, and they've got rat ogres, and then the storm vermin, and then they've got what I'm eyeing in mine, which is the Hell Pit Abomination, and it's pretty damn cool. And then that's all mold, and mold is pretty cool that way. Verminous is that storm vermin stuff that you were seeing, and clan rats and stuff like that. And then you've got Skyer and Pestilence, which are the only ones that have like clan rules. And Skyer is basically all your weapon teams and things like that, and your other stuff and things like that. And 40k one, Liam. I think it's the first Saturday of every month, so it's going to be the first Saturday of August, and then the 1750 is the last Saturday of every month. So you got Sky, which was all about the weapon teams, the Doom Wheels, the Warp Lightning Cannons, you know, and then their battle line is Storm Fiends and Sky Acolytes, which used to be the Poison Wind Globadiers, which was pretty cool. And then Pestilence are just Pestilence. Got Plague Monks and Plague Clogs and Plague Furnaces and Corruptors and Plague Censer Bearers, and yeah, that's really them. But then they can ally in with Nurgle and take the Magic King Nurgle, because it's just the Nurgle keyword.
Yeah.
And so there could be Magic King Nurgle if you really wanted to, which is also pretty good. So I mean, to answer you, Cullen, all Skaven armies are pretty cool, but there's so much that you want to do. You want, like, I'm looking at, well, I want to do all of them, and that's so much, because you get the, for example, the Eshin one. You want them in 30 mans, but you get them in 5, and it's like 20 quid for 5. So it's like really hard to get into it. But then if you want to do so much else on top of that, it's really difficult.
So with the Daughters of Cain, it's 35 quid for 10 witch elves,
Mm.
and you want 90.
Mm. So it's difficult to just get all those models. They need to find a better way to pack them and get them out because it's so hard to get what you want with them. But I understand your pain, Cullen. I understand your pain. I think that's Cullen from the new game.
I wish.
Talk about Skaven as well. You never know. Could be. Late night watching up, early morning at work. Got in, editing a video. I lob on a stream. Oh, what's this? Cheeky little Phil in the Dark Artisan. Do a cheeky little live stream. Oh, I'll pop in. Oh, he's talking about Skaven. I'll put in something about Eshin. Oh, and then you got Master Clan as well. Forgot about Master Clan with the named Vermin Lord.
Oh, I've just realised I'm going to have to paint the backs of the wheels as well. Do you know what? I should never glue them on and just sprayed them gold.
Nope, it's the person. It's the War Mammoth! I want the War Mammoth, Harry!
Isn't that Martin?
I want the War Mammoth so bad. It's so cool. I actually really want it. Send it to me. Harry, if you're going, can I bump a ride to the 1K tournament?
I'm not going.
He's not going to one. I could give you a ride in. For some sucky good time. I mean, what? What? Pimping you out? What? I could give you a ride in. Doesn't mean anything. Boo! Do you have enough student loan for that War Mammoth? I mean, I've actually not spent any of my student loan. Lots of people say that I spent my student loan on my my stuff when I went to Warhammer World of Made, but I actually really didn't. That was will money from when my great grandma died. I got given a lot of money for will, and I put half of it away in my house next year, and then I just went, you know, fuck it with the rest of it. Because I'm young and dumb. Young and dumb.
Well, there's plenty of other things that you could have spent it on.
Like bitches.
Right. We're going to call it. I'm going to take Phil home now. Not in that sense either. Not in that sense.
I'm going to take you home tonight.
And I'm going to come back and start and edit some Age of Sigmar for you guys because I've got 2 games to edit. Yeah, there's what Phil's been working on.
I've still got my Goat Riders that here. And the Gun and Riders work.
So I think we're going to call it there. Thank you very much for hanging out with us, guys. I'll be back on Wednesday.
Gonna drive you home
probably with Will, talking about competitive play.
tonight.
So if I do it live, basically you can...
I'm gonna drive you home tonight.
Yeah. See you later, guys. Phil, there's your nipple.
I don't know, my nipple's not up here. I mean, you know.